I'm Luca, the owner of Luca's Mediterranean Cafe, and this is our story about COVID. 2020 started like every other year, where it was going to be a great year for us, and then we ran into the buzzsaw that is COVID, something that we didn't expect. And we had plans for a 20th anniversary, we had ideas for all the things and events we were going to plan, and then it happened. We had to shut down and change everything about what we knew about the restaurant business. So it's March 16th. We've been hearing all about things closing down in other states like New York and Boston and things like that, and it finally hit here. March 17th, we closed all the restaurants in the state, and it changed everything.
It's Monday night before St. Patrick's Day. We're starting to hear things that we're going to get shut down. First thought, I know we all came into work, and that's when we got the news, and it's like, oh my God, it takes a while to kick in, but am I gonna not have a job for a while? Heart was racing that whole shift, totally freaking out, talking to the other servers. But I feel like it took only about an hour or so for us to all talk and come up with a plan. Who wanted to work for the rest of the week? What are we gonna do? How are we going to do the to-go system to set it up and be able to work?
Well, we just didn't know what was gonna happen. It was, St. Patrick's Day, it was just like they just cut us off. And, we didn't know if we were going to get closed permanently. We didn't know how bad this was going to be. We didn't have any direction, really.
Going into it, this was just going to be like a 2-week thing. We were going to do some, more to-goes. We were going to adapt a little bit, start cleaning up better. Once the day happened and they really closed restaurants down and restarted them, we were ground zero, and we started from scratch, and we completely changed the restaurant.
It's kind of strange, It was a new thing for all of us, and it seemed like we were in for either shutdown or no one was going to come in.
So that Monday night, we put in a menu that had to-go and in-house dining, and the very next day, it was all about to go. They had to shut us down for in-house dining.
We were spacing out each tables, sanitizing in between. Before it all even started, I feel like we were pretty ahead of the curve that night.
So we hear about all this and all the things that are going on, and the week before I started putting together some ideas to present to Dan. And a couple of days before, we started having a conversation about changing the menu.
Changing the menu, the way we had changed it, we spoke, I think it was only 2 nights before they actually announced that we were going to shut down. We spoke on a menu change because we thought it was about to happen.
So it's Tuesday morning, we got in early. I saw Dan in the kitchen early. I walked in there and he had replaced everything. He took out all the china, all the flatware, anything that had to do with dining in, replaced it with all plasticware and to-go containers.
Well, I knew if it was to-goes only that most of the things that we used for dining were no good to us anymore. So I came in a little early that morning, cleared out the entire kitchen, reset everything so every station had the ability to package their stuff to go.
So not only did Dan and his team change everything in the kitchen, we had to do the same thing in the dining room. How do we set it up safely so you could pick up to-goes, and where do we do the processing of the money and the putting together the food? It all changed, and the team stepped up in so many ways. They've come up with so many ideas. It was incredible. And there was a learning curve. Like every day, things changed. I don't remember having something in the same place twice the first week.
Every day, everything's in a different place, and we're super busy right off the bat. So trying to figure this all out in the midst of it was a nightmare and chaos, but we worked it out and every day was something different.
Everybody worked pretty good. It was definitely an evolving process, and we had to figure out what worked best for us. We never really wore masks in the kitchen. Rubber gloves are good for a ready-to-eat station, but not for saute or grilling, and that's something we had to get used to. You're wearing gloves on your hand and you're reaching over a 600-degree grill plate or something, and you find gloves melting to your hands. It's definitely a new thing. We had to get used to it, but at the end of the day, it's what we needed to do, and that's what we did.
Seriously, every day we had no idea what we were doing. We're figuring out by the minute new standards of how things have to be done. Everything's done differently. It's not only just a to-go food system. Everything has to be carefully, packaged, sanitized. So all these details we'd never have to think of before, and we're putting it all together per shift, per day. Everything is organized different here, set up different. I felt like super stressed out going home. It felt like a new job. It was terrifying and a lot to learn and figure out each day, how we're gonna do this.
I took it very seriously. I was really actually nervous about everything. I was in gloves and very adamant about us cleaning everything and being intense about it. And I think there was a couple of us that acted like that, and that helped kind of make us all take it very serious. And we all kept each other in check, and we all developed systems that worked for cleaning and for our methods and the routines that we had.
We kind of figured out what we had to do. I implemented a plan, and my team's awesome, so they carried me through. I mean, just as much as I helped carry everybody else through,
As a team, we created a plan. Without them, this doesn't happen. What Dan did in the kitchen, what the guys did in the dining room, and always thinking ahead and thinking about what would be better. To this day, I mean, we can't even imagine what it would be like if we didn't all work together on it. They always come up with ideas to get better and better. I mean, sanitizer on the table, I feel like we were one of the first places to think about that. And it was important because you had the opportunity, no matter what we did around you, that you had the sanitizer with you. But they always thought about the next thing, and it was their ideas that really drove this home.
We gotta have sanitizer bottles everywhere. As soon as I clear somebody's plates off their table, I wash my hands or sanitize them before I serve somebody something else. So it was, keeping the service consistent, and also just making sure everything was sanitized and everything was cleaned, and everybody was in a safe environment.
So I basically had 3 parts to my concern about this, is keeping our family and our team safe, keeping our guests safe, and creating a sense of normalcy. And I think we did that.
My name is Stacy Taylor. I serve guests and been here 3 months. With seeing everything that was going on in the community and the measures that Lucas was taking to, have limited contact but still take care of the guests in the community, to me that was really appealing. It's like they want to still interact with people, but they want to be safe, and I thought that sounded perfect for me. And I still feel that that's the case. I see that happening now.
I mean, I think that everyone wanted so bad to still have a job and to succeed in whatever it is that we were trying to do, that we all picked up shifts when the other people were tired. We took care of each other outside of work and inside of work, and we just supported the idea of what we were doing and the process that we were going through. The community supported us back 100%.
So we were all about keeping everybody safe, and that was something we really were accomplishing. But then it was keeping things normal. So whether I was doing a video on recipes, or going on Cook's Corner, or reaching out to people through Facebook and Instagram, or just making them feel comfortable, I think that normalcy happened. And that was a big part of this.
I've definitely had guests tell me, and this is very recently too, so that, even as of a month ago, people telling me that this is their first time actually dining out since the pandemic started in March, and just they couldn't express enough how comfortable we made them feel, how safe they felt, and that they would certainly be returning because they felt comfortable. So that's always a good thing to hear.
So one of my favorite stories through this whole thing early on was toilet paper. Now, you would think that sounds silly, and actually half of my staff did. Toilet paper was our calling card. So right away with the toilet paper shortage, and everyone knows about that along with everything that happened early on, we decided that we were going to give a toilet paper in every bag, and on most of them we wrote, "We got your back, ... side." And I was shocked. I had no idea that it would be such a hit. There are more pictures on Facebook and Instagram and social media with our food in plastic containers and a roll of toilet paper next to it than there ever were before that. Who knew that was going to happen? But it made people laugh or smile. And that really meant a lot to us.
So the more we got used to our way of doing everything, we were really busy and living in a small town with the community. All our regulars were coming in every week to order food, and we had our system down, and we were more comfortable. We were making the people more comfortable, and it felt really awesome to be part of that. Honestly, it was super heartwarming to be so appreciated that we were here for them.
Started doing a brand new thing, which was reaching out, just going out to the community, starting to take out, like just bringing the service outside of the building itself, which was pretty fantastic, just being part of the community.
So one of the things that we right away did was I did deliveries. I became a delivery driver. After 30 years in the business and owning a bunch of places, I'm delivering food. And it was one of the most humbling experiences ever. Not only did they get a kick out of me dropping off a roll of toilet paper with their food, but I got to talk to people that some of them wouldn't leave their houses. This is the only way they were going to have some social contact. And it was really impressive, the response that we got about just going to say hello to people. And I think it helped me get through this in a lot of ways. And I would relate that to the team, and it would inspire them. I think the stories of people being happy are what kind of kept us going.
A lot of people, really appreciate what we do, and we appreciate that. When people say, that they enjoyed their experience or they really enjoyed the food and really enjoyed the service, it means a lot to us because that's what we're here for.
People were seriously the whole time just so appreciative that we were open and here for them, so that they could feel somewhat normal being able to go out to eat again when it was just outside dining. You're talking to people one-on-one, how happy they are to come in and be able to go out to dinner again and feel somewhat normal.
I'd say the best thing that came out of this was our sense of community and the community itself and how it supported us. Not only as an establishment, not only our team. It's not just about buying food from us. It was about the support in so many other ways. This kind of camaraderie that we didn't have before, to this extent, started coming out between restaurants, from local officials. We had an amazing local government that helped us on every level. From the city manager to the mayor to the city councilors to the staff. They went above and beyond, and when we started going outside, they were there to help us get more seating. When we were inside, they were there to help us to answer any questions. It was really incredible what the community did to keep businesses going. So we're honored to be part of a town like Keene, and I couldn't imagine a better place to have gone through something like this with.
I'm new to Keene. I've been here for, again, less than 2 years. I didn't know anything about the downtown or the people here or anything like that. And that was my chance to really see who people in this town were, because they showed up, they bought gift certificates, they bought meals for their entire companies. They took amazing, and they still do, take amazing care of us. Like, we are part of the community and the community accepts us, and we're, like, everyone's just been so crazy helpful. They brought us food, they brought us money, they've just been amazing, and we're literally still trying to do our absolute best to bring them back.
The community was definitely a big part of it. The community stepped up. I know not everybody was open and stayed open, but the places that did, they were definitely supported by the community. And that's nice to see, because small business is what we're made of, where we live, small business. It's not the big businesses that keep people here, it's the community and the small business.
I think we're all a little bit stronger because of it. Our team is stronger, we're tighter, we have each other's backs a little bit more. We know we can get through everything, and this isn't over, but we're doing it as a team and a community, and that's impressive.
It's taught us a lot about, steps of service and, not grouping people together so much, and obviously, cleaning your hands has always been an issue in the food service industry, and that's something that we've always done here. It's just amplified a little bit more now.
I think that this whole thing has kind of made a new light on the sanitation and cleanliness of all of us as humans, for one. So you know, just the extra steps we've been taking are going to be normal now. They are normal in our regular life. Wearing a mask is normal in our regular life now. I don't think that we're going to stay as stringent as we are at everything. I hope we don't always have to wear masks. I miss seeing people smile.
I'm super proud for everything we've done. We came together, figured out how to do this, how to get through this, and how to make people feel comfortable and happy to come here. Just on the weekend, I took care of a couple. It was their anniversary, and it was their first time out, and they were so happy they chose Luca's. They said they felt safe to come here and eat, and they had a great time, and I left the shift feeling super happy to even be part of that.
Overall, 2020 wasn't a year about accomplishments. Yeah, we had an anniversary of 20 years. It wasn't about new goals, which pretty much went out the window when everything changed. It was about appreciating things and appreciating our families, the teammates we work with, and our community. And we really appreciate all of you. And with that, we'll get through all of this, and we'll be better, we'll be stronger, and we'll be happier.